burial belonging to Seath Mor Sgorfhiaclach, sometimes referred to as the Great Shore, is something that you may not be familiar with. This burial dates back to the 14th century and can be found in the kirkyard of St. Tuchaldus, which is situated on the Rothiemurchus Estate in the Highlands of Scotland. A homing stone that is said to be cursed, sightings of ghosts, and an elf-like spirit that is known as the guardian spirit of the grave or the Bordach, a Duin, are all things that have made this location renowned. Dedicated to the guy who was victor in the combat at Perth in 1,396 inches and the only man to survive the Battle of the Clans, the burial of the Great Shore is marked with an homage to the individual who has this distinction. The cursed homing stones are 5 cylindrical granite stones that are placed on top of the tomb. It is said that these stones symbolize those individuals who were able to survive the war. It is stated that individuals who tamper with these stones will suffer from significant disease or perhaps die, and the center stone is supposed to be the most dangerous of all the stones. In 1983, an iron cage was constructed over the tomb in order to provide protection for tourists. In spite of the fact that the grave is the subject of well-known folklore, there are still those who are eager to put their luck to the test and see whether or not these tales are genuine. After coming into contact with the stones, there have been several reported instances of people who have experienced unfavorable outcomes of their actions. For instance, a footman who tossed one of the stones into the River Spey was discovered drowned 3 days later, and a journalist who hoisted a stone over his head was killed in a vehicle accident just hours later. Both of these incidents occurred in the same time period. There is a belief that the Bordach Duin, also known as the guardian spirit of the shores, watches over the burial. As soon as the Grants took control of the Rothiemurchus Estate, an elf-like ghost with a fiery temper started protecting Seath's tomb. It had previously served as the guardian of the Rothiemurchus Estate, while it was owned by the Shores. Located in the Scottish Highlands, the burial of the Great Shore is a location that is both unusual and interesting, and it has a rich history and legend associated with it. The stories of its cursed homing stones and the guardian spirit of the grave continue to enchant and enthrall tourists, despite the fact that it is contained in an iron cage for the purpose of protection. Therefore, if you ever find yourself on the Rothiemurchus Estate, you should pay a visit to the burial of the Great Shore. However, you should exercise caution and refrain from touching the stones within the tomb.